Yet again, he's a beast, and I'm known he's a beast for he years I stand by quite a while to check whether he would grow a still, small voice and the more medications he siphons down his better half's throat to keep her in the know young lady, see scarcely no one knows, except for I'll say man. Definitely Beyonce's on drugs, she been on them for quite a while and you keep her that way okay. Emma needs you all to get onto this crazy dramatization in light of the fact that Solange Knowles is currently coming G for JayZ by and by. And as expected, she isn't keeping down on this since she is coming for him hard. She emerged with some hard proof about how JayZ has purportedly been controlling Beyonce with medications, and he has purportedly been avoiding her so sedated with regards to her brain that she can't pursue her own choices. This has supposedly been happening for a hot moment at this point, and purportedly Beyonce hasn't gone with her own choices in a hot moment since it has been jacked. IZ from the start? Well, Solange is burnt out on watching this happen to her sister, and she is presently getting down on JayZ and taking steps to deliver the supposed film of him in an alleged oddity off with Diddy. And get this, Solange additionally let it slip that not in the least did JayZ purportedly participate in freak-offs with Diddy, yet he was likewise responsible for some of them, and driven the oddity off. Supposedly you all need to get onto this dramatization, in light of the fact that Solange didn't come to play seeing Carter is more awful. Man, he's more astute. He's patient, he's not messy. This been arranging individuals he calls companions and venturing to the side while they get hit by the Gill group for 30 years for quite a long time, bits of hearsay whirled around. Solange not being JayZ's most die-hard follower, and she continued to demonstrate it a large number of days. The roads hummed with murmurs recommending she wasn't precisely excited about Beyonce's relationship and union with JayZ. The hypothesis was that she simply could have done without him, leaving everybody inquisitive about what precisely she had against her tycoon brother by marriage then. At that point came the new charges against JayZ, guaranteeing he was utilizing medications to control Beyonce, and unexpectedly Solange's perspective on him as an overpowered didn't appear to be all that amazing. This sort of accumulates with the bizarre things that individuals have been saying regarding the marriage and its unusual quality. JayZ and Beyonce, in spite of being viewed as a Hollywood influence couple, had a relationship that was clearly flawed. Their consolidated fortune of almost $2 billion, a sumptuous home, and the esteem of their friends don't lay out the full picture. Since there is a ton happening in the background that you'd be gagged to learn about, on the off chance that you haven't been watching Beyonce and JayZ's excursion as a team, let me fill you in on the grounds that it's been one exciting ride loaded up with worry among fans. Their relationship has reliably confronted examination, particularly for its capricious viewpoints. Take, for example, their most memorable gathering when Beyonce was just a teen and JayZ was a developed man in his 30s. Thinking back on those early days, Beyonce let the cat out of the bag in a meeting, saying, "I was 18 when we initially met, 19. When we began dating, there was no rush. Nobody anticipated that I should run off and kick wedded the formally off dating when Beyonce was 19. And JayZ was 31, a significant age hole that had fans humming with some in any event, throwing around hypotheses of Beyonce being prepared by JayZ. Yet hold up, there's all the more separated from the age hole the influence elements in this pair raised many eyebrows right from the leap. Picture this: Beyonce, who was at that point a rising star, began dating an industry heavyweight with way more clout and impact than she had at the time. The blend of their age contrast and influence elements turned into all the rage-starting discussions about how unbalanced the relationship appeared all along. As time moved on, things sort of leveled out in the relationship game, on the grounds that Beyonce soared to turn into Hollywood's supreme sovereign. She's not only no joking matter, she's the greatest arrangement, holding the record for the most Grammy wins ever. Notwithstanding her uber achievement, a few fans actually side-eye the entire marriage scene, making JayZ at some intensity. He's been forced to bear analysis, with people throwing around names like Hunter. Then there's likewise the way that JayZ was Beyonce's most memorable, genuine relationship. She has focused on how she didn't have the common youth or high school years, and she was really centered around her vocation. She said, "My teen years were about the drudgery. My energy went into Fate's Kid and the fantasy of us getting a record bargain and becoming performers on the off chance that something was assisting me with arriving at my objective. I chose to concentrate on it. I didn't feel like had the opportunity to kiki or hang out. I forfeited a ton of things and are from any conceivable interruption. Beyonce found herself 12 years more youthful than JayZ, as well as she was likewise. Exploring the entire relationship scene with a digit of freshness, adding an additional layer of crudeness as time went on. The discussion moved to whether Beyonce felt slightly limited in the marriage, particularly now that she's more established and has far more experience than when she was 19. Well, incidentally, the bits of gossip weren't reports since certain insiders spilled the tea guaranteeing that Beyonce wasn't feeling caught. She was really adhered by the grapevine. JayZ held the controls tight, controlling each and every part of her life and passing on her with negligible space to reside on her conditions. As of late, an ever-increasing number of individuals began standing up, revealing insight into JayZ's fanatical control, and one fascinating viewpoint came from a fella who professed to be Beyonce's previous guardian lock. In light of the fact that this person had a ton to spill about the intricate details of Beyonce's relationship with JayZ, Bird right in validating premonitions that their marriage was all the more an agreement as opposed to a romantic tale. So, Roy Collier relationship was a business relationship, monetary to get to the top, to become very rich people. There's no adore on there. The sensation disclosure doesn't precisely send shockwaves through the being a fan, given the well-established murmurs that Beyonce and JayZ's relationship has been a bit curious right from the start. For a really long time, people have been getting the news out that their marriage isn't precisely based on the underpinning of genuine affection. Fans have frequently discussed how they frequently battle to persuade the universe of their profound warmth for one another. This energized hypothesis says that their association wasn't a romantic tale, yet an essential move to guarantee the lofty position as Hollywood's main influence couple. We should be genuine, they nailed that, and it's difficult to name a Hollywood couple more compelling than these two. This persuaded numerous to think that their marriage was fundamentally for the cameras, a PR trick, and that is the reason they remain solid and remain together in any event. When JayZ's treachery stood out as truly newsworthy, yet stand by. There's something else entirely to this account, as per the Protector spilling the tea. There's a hazier wind to this marriage story. He dropped the bomb asserting that Beyonce isn't remaining by JayZ since she needs to, but since he has her on a tight chain, giving orders and passing on her with no space to pick in any case, so hardly no one knows except for I'll say it, man, no doubt Beyonce is on drugs. She been on them for quite a while, and you keep her that way. Clutch your caps, cause things are getting. Will the Protector favor his effusive soul? Dropped a stunner, pointing fingers decisively at JayZ. Spilled the tea guaranteeing JayZ supposedly got Beyonce snared on drugs. In any case, now before you go all express out loud, whatever recall, JayZ hasn't been timid about his previous existence as a street pharmacist, so the possibility that he could utilize medications to pull some mannequin strings on Beyonce, well, it doesn't sound excessively far got considering his set of experiences currently should put any misinformation to rest. I'm not around here saying Beyonce is unstable, so don't come at me yet. Come on, how about we face it? Hollywood has a cycle of a thing with drugs. A considerable lot of our most loved celebs have plunged their toes in that scene, no less than once. You know those wild stories about superstars tossing unbelievable gatherings. Well, honey, a loosely held bit of information: drugs resemble the cute gifts at these hoedowns, and who could fail to remember what Cassie spilled in her claim? I could go on and on about the craziness that goes down when specialists hit the road for visits. It's something else altogether of insane. Now, you all remember Cassie and her claim, because we will return again to this in a bit. Again, I'm not saying that Bey is a medication roogie. I'm bringing up that it's not precisely unprecedented in that frame of mind with how private she is and how stringently she controls what the media realizes about her. It wouldn't be so unimaginable for her to conceal a speculative chronic drug usage. The Protector let the cat out of the bag, essentially affirming what many had thought about Beyonce presently. Here's where it takes a wild go on the grounds that he's by all accounts not the only one dishing on JayZ, since Panther right hopped in with the general mishmash, including basically a similar story. Puma, the sovereign of blending the pot, has a skill for